Last week, Charlotte Motor Speedway gave us a thrilling show with a heartbreaking loss in Futures by Eric Dubois missing his second Joker on the final lap, leading to a first career NASA win for Zachary Goddard. In Lights, it was another episode of the Kieran Lifflander Show, winning in a commanding fashion for his 7th career win in Lights. With Kieran set to be absent tonight, the door is wide open for a new winner to emerge from the dust. Who will capitalize on this golden opportunity? Let's find out here from Hampton, Georgia at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. Opened in 1960, North American Simulated Auto Racing has been visiting this circuit since 2018C. At 0.68 miles in length, the short Atlanta layout has proved to be a bull ring over the past few seasons. On their own, the starts are chaotic, but add in the Joker merge and fishbowl corners, and it produces one of the most exciting layouts that iRacing has to offer to NASA Rallycross. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are currently concluding our open practice now, which will lead us into a 3-lap single-car qualifying that splits the field equally into 5-lap heat races, with the Joker lap taken once. The top 2 will transfer to the feature automatically, and the winner will get 3 bonus points, while the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our drivers will be sent to the semifinal, also 5 laps with 1 Joker lap. The top 2 transfer to the feature, and the winners will receive a bonus point. This will set our grid for our 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 Jokers will be taken during the feature, as well as our top 3 finishers in the feature, moving on up to our Lights event that will be happening later this evening. The first season of the NASA Rallycross Futures rolls on tonight, live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Victor Vallee in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Ethan Halsey, as we welcome you to Hampton, Georgia. Cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinal IV, for your continued camera support. The intro music for the NASA World feed was produced by Alex Abetti. With that, let's bring Victor on into the booth. Victor, we had quite a hectic race last week with a lot of drivers coming in to contact, and also with a major finish in the futures with Eric Dubois missing out. Kieran Lifflander set to be absent tonight. Who do you think is going to be able to open up the door, and you expect the intensity level to go up?
Yeah, definitely expect the intensity level to stay as high as it's been all season long, for sure. Definitely thought some prayers go out to Kieran. I know, obviously, he's been affected by the hurricane that rolled through there not too long ago. So if you're listening in tonight, Kieran, we're wishing you the best, and hope you're back here as soon as possible. We definitely want to see you out on track. But definitely with tonight, it's wide open. So both in futures, as we've seen all year, has been wide open, and then also now with Kieran out of the Lights race tonight, it's even more wide open for the Lights as well.
Should be a fun race here. And if you are watching from the affected regions of the recent hurricane, from all of us at ASN, our thoughts and prayers go out to you. We hope that all of you and your family are safe. Qualifying is rolling on as we speak here. We're watching on with Lucas Hill in the 199. He's currently sitting midway on the grid here, about 13th place. A 38.247 is his fastest lap time so far. Coming around, I believe that was his first lap of the race.
Hit the wall.
I think that's going to
invalidate that lap.
That should invalidate the lap. Since he's driving another lap, Victor, why don't we go on board with Lucas Hill and take us through a lap here at Atlanta Motor Speedway?
Absolutely going to go on board here with him. Sorry about the little bit of that delay there. Not sure what happened there. A little bit of a technical glitch, but We're going to watch him go through the fishbowl there and now into this wide sweeping left-hand corner. Keep it right up against that concrete wall, and then you're going to have two 90-degree right-handers. That's going to lead you back on to the front straightaway where we have a jump. And as you see there, and across the line, and I don't know if he's going to do another lap. Yeah, he's not going to do another lap, so we'll find another guy to finish it up if we can.
See, we do have the 27 car. Looks like a Damon Mitchell on the track currently.
Yeah,
Although it looks like he's going to be taking his third lap here. He'll be finishing up.
We'll go ahead. Take a look at the 27 here. Damon Mitchell moving around the circuit.
And let's see what lap time that's going to come across to be for the 27. It's going to be a 37.728. Solid lap time for him. Puts him 12th on the grid.
Yeah, good improvement there for sure.
Currently, pole is being held by the 29 of Zachary Goddard, a 37.122. New this week, Zachary Goddard is now a member of JC Simsport, so a big free agency move there mid-season. Absolutely, that's going to be a great ad for JC Simsport in their futures program. It's their only car in the futures program, and certainly I imagine he'll be racing in lights too. And with that, qualifying is over. We're heading into the heat. We are rolling here tonight. Zachary Goddard will start on the front. Tom Grady will start next to him. JP DeFino, the points leader, in third. Jake Robichaux and Dylan Babcock will round out your field. Well, for this heat, Goddard seems to be the favorite to take this one home, although I always say it's very entertaining to watch Jake Robichaux in that lime green Team Watson Racing setup car back there. That car is always very quick, and boy, he takes some interesting lines going into corners. He goes very deep in there.
Absolutely, he does. And so as we're waiting on one more car to grid.
We are waiting up. There he is. It is Dylan Babcock in the 256. Just gridded up right there. So wait for the lights to drop here for NASA Rallycross Futures Round 5 Atlanta. We are green for the evening. Great start there for the 535 of Grady in the middle right there. They move over at Speedy Time car. Currently leading the team standings up in the lights category, as he will slide into first place right ahead of Zachary Goddard. Great start by the 535.
Yeah, commanding start there by Tom Grady. Had the better launch there on the dirt. So it's definitely a tough challenge on the dirt there. As it looks like Goddard's going to try to take the fight to him as the back three drivers all take the Joker. That's an interesting strategy as these two battle it out for the lead.
Now, a change from last week, the Joker now, Victor, is the faster way around the track. Last week at Charlotte, it was the slower way around, so you had to take some extra time to take it. Now, the Joker is basically like a shortcut of half of the track.
Exactly, and I'm just going to put JP DeFino out in the provisional lead before Grady and Goddard take their Jokers. And he's in that clean air. That's exactly what you need, and that's exactly what DeFino is looking for currently.
Goddard lunges for his Joker. Let's see where he comes out. Just in front of the 845 of DeFino. He will now take the provisional lead. His strategy is done. And one important thing to note, Victor, this is quite a big delta on this Joker. Not only that, but it also skips what I would argue probably the toughest part of this track in the fishbowl.
Yeah, that fishbowl corner is so difficult to get right every time because you have that concrete wall on the inside and it kind of juts out at you a little bit. And it's so hard just to, you know, keep it as close to the inside there as you can get without flipping that inside wall.
And Grady will go ahead and take his Joker. Strategy will be done for the race, and look at where he's going to come out. Side by side with Zachary Goddard, who, as you notice here on cast, as we know, is joining JC Simsport. So you can see he's got a new livery here tonight. Normally he's in that orange and white car, but a new look for the 29.
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful scheme there. That orange and purple, it really does pop, honestly. I got to give tip the cap to the JC.
And look at this battle for lead brewing, bumper to bumper between Zachary Goddard and Tom Grady. Goddard to the inside in the fishbowl. What a great turn through the fishbowl there. But Grady's not quite finished with him yet. He's going to try to get him in this sharp 90-degree right-hander.
Right on his tail, almost into his back bumper. Beautiful driving by these two.
Fantastic driving here as we go over the jump. We're going to take the white flag this time by. Top 2 transfer, so these 2 are in transfer positions.
Don't wreck
JP
each other. That's the
DeFino, the
biggest
points
thing
leader,
here.
is...
Ooh.
Ooh, that was close. Side by side are the 2 cars going through there. They're going to head into the fishbowl side by side as well. Grady on the outside makes a little bit of contact there with the 29.
A little bit of bumping, a little bit of rubbing. That's all fine and good in Rallycross. It is a contact sport for Rallycross. This isn't like open wheel cars. You can beat and bang a little bit. So, no harm.
Here they come around the final 2 right-handers and over the jump. Zachary Goddard with a fantastic turn through the fishbowl will take heat number 1. Tom Grady will be advancing as well to the feature race tonight. JP DeFino, Jake Robichaux, and Dylan Babcock are going to have to race their way in the semifinal.
Incredibly well contested first heat here. Can't wait for the next one.
Absolutely, I'm ready to go. Let's get our second heat gridded up. Here's what it looks like. Blake Smith in the 098, currently sitting in the first position. Lucas Hill in the 199 in second. Klaus Kreutzer in the 77 in third. Chris Lunan in the 86 in fourth. And Stephen Moreau in the 22 will start in fifth.
Just waiting on Moreau to grid here, and we should be able to get going. And there he... Oh, wait a minute. I thought I saw him. There he is.
In that very bright, vibrant Slaypex car.
I think it's a new paint scheme for him this week.
It is a new paint scheme for the 22 in Moreau. And lights drop. We are green for heat number 2. Blake Smith on the inside there. As you can see, he's also in a new livery this week. It looks like he's repping the Saints and Sinners paint scheme. So a couple of new free agency additions mid-season for some of our big teams in the series.
Yeah, definitely. They finally got that paint scheme on. I know he was signed to the team the last 2 weeks, but unfortunately they just didn't have time to wrap that car. But now they got that beautiful Saints and Sinners livery on there. It's really good.
One Joker taken that time as contact between Lucas Hill and Klaus Kreutzer there. 77's going to go wide from that contact, going to lose a lot of ground there. Only one car Joker that time by was the 86 of Chris Lunan, so his strategy is done for the race.
And he's going to look really smart here because of that contact between the 199 and the 20 and the 77, excuse me. That's going to probably put him ahead of those 2 and maybe into a transfer spot if he can maintain the delta.
Yeah, definitely want to get him into a transfer spot. I believe that would be his first feature of the season for the 86 car.
And as you see right there.
Look at that. He does indeed get out in front of the 77 of Klaus Kreutzer, who comes around. Oh, he's going to power around the outside and take the position right back. Great move by the 77.
Man, I knew the intensity was going to pick up tonight, but I was not expecting the absolute masterclass driving we've seen from everybody tonight. It's been really incredible.
Great driving from the world class of drivers here at NASA Rallycross, as Blake Smith, your leader before the Jokers happen, will take his Joker this time by and comes out easily in front. Now we're going to have to see where that 199 of Lucas Hill is going to come out.
It's going to be tight.
It's going to be tight indeed between him and the 77 of Kreutzer.
Gap's
we're going
about
to have to see
seconds, and
how that turns up.
The delta is somewhere in the 8 to 9 second range here, so definitely going to be interesting to see where that
puts him. It's going to be close. He might have a decent gap here, but you know, one mistake from that 199 can bring Kreutzer right back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see him
as
take
here
the
he
Joker.
Goes. Hill going for his Joker. Where he's going to come out relative to the 77. He's got him by a solid margin there.
Yeah, definitely made up that gap in that clean air. That was a great move by Lucas Hill to use that clean track and power ahead.
And Blake Smith will come over the jump to take the white flag for heat number 2. Looks like strategy is done for all 5 of our drivers. So now it's just going to be up to driving if anyone can get there. Although big gaps all throughout the field. No one really tight here. As Blake Smith will round out the dirt corner. He'll come into the 2 right-handers and over the jump. And with that, Blake Smith will come home to win heat number 2. Lucas Hill will also be transferring to the feature. So a 1-2 for Saints and Sinners tonight. Klaus Kreutzer, Chris Lunan, and Steven Moreau will have to qualify through the semifinal.
Great points for the Saints and Sinners crew right there. That is exactly what they needed.
Precisely, that is about as good as you can get it there.
Just waiting on Moreau to finish, and we just saw him cross the line there, so should be getting the next heat.
And now we're going to get ready for it. Heat number 3. Heat number 3 consists of Ed Boyles Jr. in the 38, Eric Kaplinger in the 277, winner a couple of races ago. Matty Grove in the 472 will start in 3rd, Jacob Krask in the 659 will start in 4th, and Joseph DiGiacomo will start in 5th in the 555.
Oh, we just saw Kaplinger jump the start there. That's
Kaplinger
crucial.
jumps the start. That is huge right there for the 277.
And Ed Boyles to the lead right out of the gate there.
And it looks like
he's
going to
go ahead and
penalty
give that
slide to the back.
Yeah, that's a great move. They're going to go ahead and serve the penalty. We saw that bite JP DeFino last week. Just jumped it maybe just a little bit on the start and didn't even realize it, and that cost him a heat win. He had to run his way through the OCQ.
And Boyles takes the Joker right away, jumps across. Matty Grove right in tow in the 472.
And Kraus
Boyles looking to make up for lost time. Last week had a very rough outing where he got spun out a couple of times, wasn't able to make the feature, had a lot of trouble. So definitely looking to keep his nose clean this week to make sure he can get himself into a feature event.
Yeah, certainly going to be the move for sure for Ed this week. As we saw Krask, DiGiacomo, and Kaplinger all the way in the back there. They still have yet to take that Joker. It looks like Kaplinger's having a tough time to pass that 5.55 to DiGiacomo right now. I'd be surprised if he doesn't Joker. Yeah, there you go.
There he goes. Give himself some clean air. Kaplinger, the winner from, I believe, IRP this season. A couple races ago, it was round 3 that he won in the Futures event. Definitely looking to pick up his 2nd win of the season. I believe only JP DeFino has won 2 races so far.
Yeah,
so looking to be the 2nd one on the board.
I think Ed Boyles had a bit of a problem. Matty Grove's gotten by. So put Matty Grove.
Indeed he has. Look at this. Yeah, Matty Grove out in front of the 38 of Ed Boyles.
And Eric, he's kind of tracking these guys down. This is a great battle here for the transfer position between all 3 of these guys. You know, only 2 can transfer, so one of these guys is going to be the odd man out.
Kaplinger is going to have quite a ways to go. He's definitely got a lot of time to make up with his Joker, but if anyone's going to be able to do it, it's him. I believe I heard some contact in the back. I believe someone must have made contact with a wall. Not quite sure who there.
Yeah, see Grove hanging on to this lead over at Boyles. If these guys get to battling,
that was a wide rotation there for that 472. See if this opens up the door for the 38 of Ed Boyles.
It's just kind of right there.
As Krask will take his Joker, they'll move up into provisional 3rd, just in front of Eric Kaplinger. That cut it very close right there. The 277 looked like cut him a little break there.
Yeah, definitely did. And there's still track position on the line for these guys, Krask and Kaplinger for the OCQ. So it's definitely not for nothing here.
As white flag falls on heat number 3. One more time around. Matty Grove has pulled away a little bit over the 38 of Ed Boyles. He's got a bit of a gap. Meanwhile, Kaplinger has gotten around the 659 of Krask. That's going to be important for the semifinal gridding later in the evening.
On the OCQ.
As they come around the final right-hander and over the jump, Matty Grove will take, I believe, his first heat win of the season in heat number 3. Ed Boyles will also transfer to the feature. Eric Kaplinger, Jacob Krask, and Joseph DiGiacomo are going to have to qualify through the semifinal. And tonight we have a treat for you guys. We have a rare heat number 4 coming our way. As virtue of our 19-car grid for this evening, it's been divided up into 4 heats. So we'll have Eric Dubois in the 000 after a heartbreaking loss last season. That's a lot to make up. Jeff Cartwright in the 55, Damon Mitchell in the 27, and Joseph Pasucci in the 015 rounds out your field. You know, I spoke to Eric Dubois after the event last week. He was unbelievably disappointed. Hadn't watched the replay until just yesterday of the race from last week. He couldn't bear watching it. So definitely got to be at the top of his game here, making sure that, well, he doesn't do what he did last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be the #1 thing for him, and I know he won't. He's not going to make the same mistake twice, and he's going to try to at least get something, a win here tonight, and he's going to make a statement right here in the heat.
You know, on the back, we have a battle between Joe Pasucci in the 015 and Damon Mitchell in the 27. This is also another new JC Simsport driver. Both will be running under the JC Academy banner as all three cars collide there. The 55 of Cartwright goes around the 27 of Damon Mitchell's face first in the wall, and the 015 of Joseph Pasucci has gotten away and escaped.
That's the only guy who got away in that mess there. Cartwright and Mitchell still recovering. They still haven't even made it to the
Cartwright
front
is
corner.
smoking around the track as well. I don't think the 55 is going to make it around for the race. He's likely going to have to park it before his engine blows.
Yeah, I think that thing's going to blow up before the end of this heat for sure. No problem here, though, for Eric Dubois and Joseph Pasucci. It looks like these guys are going to be the two transferees from this event.
Eric Dubois running a fantastic race, has definitely a chip on his shoulder this week after what happened last week. So if anyone is going to be hungry for a win, it's going to be the 000. So definitely keep your eye on this very brightly colored car. He'll be definitely competing for a win tonight. Joe Pasucci, though, this should be, I believe, his first transfer if he makes it. This will be his first feature of the season for the 015.
I do believe so.
It's been a rough season for the 015. He's run into a lot of trouble. Kept it relatively clean so far in some of his heats, but unfortunately just never quite was able to get up into the top two, and always seemed they had some issues in the semifinal races. So tonight, well, how about just skip the race you have notorious trouble with and bring yourself right along to the feature.
Yeah, and I think Jeff Cartwright has indeed parked for this heat. Looks like that motor finally gave way. David Mitchell still rotating out there on track, but he is about 18 seconds back of the lead and 7 seconds back of Pasucci as we see Pasucci off the track.
Going wide off the track. He's going to joker this time. So Pasucci's strategy done. Gives himself a really nice cushion here over the 27 of Mitchell.
So we see him going over the jump, and Damon Mitchell still going through that long left-hander, so this one's done and dusted for sure.
Well, is the white flag here for heat number 4. A commanding performance for the 000 of Eric Dubois, who certainly has a lot to race for. Well, he's got a good shot at it now. Coming around the two right-handers here, and you will see the checkered flag for heat number 4. Eric Dubois will be moving on to the feature event tonight and has another chance at a win. And Joseph Pasucci will come across the line, make his first feature event of the season. A fantastic run there for the 015. And the 27 to Damon Mitchell will be coming around as well. He will have to qualify through the semifinals. And we are going to have 2 semifinals, it looks like, this evening. And each will have 1 driver, it looks like. Oh, no, excuse me, it is 2. It just updated. 2 drivers from each semifinal will be making it into the feature race. So, for our first semifinal, JP DeFino, Jacob Krask, Jake Robichaux, Joseph DiGiacomo, and Dylan Babcock will make up your field. DeFino, your points leader, definitely looking for as many points as possible and maintain his lead over Kaplinger, but certainly going to be tough having to come into the LCQ.
Good start for DeFino, though. He was in that hotly contested
Krask gets a big bump right there in the 659.
Huge bump. You can see a little bit of damage on the rear of that car there.
That was, I believe, was that the 555 there? No, it was the 257 of Dylan Babcock who hit him going into turn 1.
Yeah, and Babcock up to 3rd. I think he started way down the order there, so good start for him as we see everybody except Babcock and DiGiacomo take the joker on the first lap there.
Now, good news for DeFino is that not only is he in the semifinals, so is Kaplinger. So really no points advantage for the 277 over the 845. So he's going to be able to keep his cushion. Although that 29 of Zachary Goddard is certainly coming for that. He's been fast almost every week. You know, DeFino looking to hopefully pick up the pace after winning back-to-back races the first 2 of the season.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. Last week we saw the top 2 in points have to go through the OCQ, and once again, top 2 in points going through the OCQ. As we see Jake Robichaux get around Jacob Krask there. Krask having a bit of an issue there. Not sure what's going on. Might have had a slowdown.
Very wide in the third corner, into the wall and into Babcock in the 257.
Almost fell into that gutter there on the right side of the track. Was able to keep it on, but to the detriment of Babcock as he's in the wall, and we have DiGiacomo up and over.
DiGiacomo rolling over the jump upside down in that very vibrant 555 car. He, of course, will park it. Unfortunately, iRacing doesn't auto flip you back over. Man, a rough race there for the 555, ending up on his lid.
Yeah, not the way Joseph wanted to end the night, but it definitely had a valiant effort for sure to try to keep going in this one.
Right now, the 2 transfer spots are being held by the 845 of DeFino and the 69 of Jake Robichaux. Robichaux did not make the feature event last week, I don't believe. So looking to turn himself around, get into the feature here tonight, and get to race in the big race.
He's doing just that. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's keeping right on the gearbox of JP DeFino there, right ahead of him. So great pace from that 69 car out there right now. Or should I say nice pace?
Yes, absolutely. As we come around the right-hander over the jump for the white flag. Now, the 69 has had some good pace. It looks like he was a little faster than DeFino that time around. Closed up the delta from 0.8 seconds down to 0.3. He's 5/10 quicker. So we'll see if he's got a shot, maybe even to get the semifinal win and get himself that extra point.
I'm gonna say he's definitely challenging here.
Into the fishbowl. Both drivers take it very well. The 845 of DeFino will stay out front. Little wide there. Going to open up the door for the 69.
Had to check up there. And I think that's going to do it.
Coming through the 2 right-handers. The 69 have anything? No, he will not. Coming over the jump, JP DeFino will make it through the semifinal to get to the feature event. Jake Robichaux will be able to move on as well. Jacob Krask, Dylan Babcock, and Joseph DiGiacomo will unfortunately be heading home for the night.
So that is crucial in the championship that JP did get that extra point.
Yes, absolutely. Now it's going to be up to Eric Kaplinger, who's going to have to start from the back of the grid here in this one. Klaus Kreutzer will start at the front of the second semifinal, with Damon Mitchell, Chris Lunan, Jeff Cartwright, Steve Moreau, and Eric Kaplinger making up your field. Watch that white and teal blue car in the second row inside over there, the 277. That's second place in points. He's going to have to get to the feature if he wants to contend with JP DeFino.
Great start for him, too. He's up 2 positions right out of the gate here. And he's looking to get third right now.
Great start for that 277. Meanwhile, the 77 of Klaus Kreutzer has checked out from the rest of the field. A great start for him. Jeff Cartwright in the 55 is there as well. Smoke, it's the 277 of Eric Kaplinger around in turn 1.
What has happened to him? He just, it looks like he just kind of came across the 27 there. Just contact between them just came together. Unfortunate for Eric Kaplinger, and that's huge for the championship hunt right there.
Huge for implications there on the 277. Ironically enough, with this Joker, that actually puts him out back, it looks like in front of most of the field here. Although everyone else is going to have to Joker. A couple drivers did Joker. The 77 of Klaus Kreutzer, 86 of Chris Lunan, and the 22 of Stephen Moreau. Now let's watch on the 55 here, Jeff Cartwright, dark green car. He's currently sitting in 4th. He will be the one here, it looks like, when he does Joker.
Off the track.
Damon Mitchell off track head first into the barrier there.
Yeah, he came through the Joker and it just snapped around on him, and that was all she wrote for that JC Simsport car.
Yeah, rough race there for the 27. Ran issues last race as well in his heat. runs into one as well. Unfortunately, he'll be going home for the night. As Jeff Cartwright clocks fastest lap in the session, a whopping 37 time there. That was a great lap for the 55.
And he's going to go ahead and
get to Joker.
Yeah, he might take it on the last lap here. We'll see if he takes the Chris Wet strategy.
We're going to see where his... Yes, we're going to see where his delta comes out to compared to the 86 of Lunan. That's likely who's going to be racing. 77 had quite a gap before. Lunan just has to run the best laps possible here, try to keep himself out in front of the 55.
It's going to be close between Cruiser and Cartwright, I do believe, whenever Cartwright does indeed take the Joker here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we see Kaplinger around again.
Kaplinger around again!
I think he's just going to go home.
Yeah, he's just going to drive into the tunnel and drive right out of the racetrack for the 277. An unfortunate turn of events there. What a rough race for the 277.
And you hate to laugh at that, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever seen someone drive out of the tunnel like that. So.
Meanwhile, we're going to come to the white flag this time by. Cartwright took his Joker while Kaplinger was driving out of here. And you were right. Look at how close these two are.
Yeah, definitely saw that coming. It was about a 9-second gap, and that's what the delta is. So these guys bumper to bumper. Cartwright going to look for that extra point.
Cartwright, great line to the fishbowl to the inside. Contact between two. Cartwright's around. Here comes the 86 of Chris Lunan around the outside. Trouble for Jeff Cartwright in the fishbowl. That is going to get the transfer to Chris Lunan in the 86.
Wow. I cannot believe that. And Cruiser crossed the line here, man.
Cruiser wins his semifinal, will get the bonus point, and Chris Lunan gets to make the feature race here tonight. I believe that is his first of the season.
And that was all she wrote, unfortunately, for Cartwright.
He really wanted those points there. Yeah. Unfortunately, it cost him. Unfortunate run there for Cartwright. Fishbowl claims another victim. It's Jeff Cartwright, unfortunately, going to go home for the evening, along with Stephen Moreau, Eric Kaplinger, who drove out of the racetrack, and Damon Mitchell. All right, as we get ready for our feature, our drivers are warming up. We're going to warm up as well. We'll be right back here from Hampton, Georgia.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy. but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in the turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up Betty to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like he's going to hold his spot.
Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway here in Hampton, Georgia for the 5th feature race of the season for NASA Rallycross Futures. Our drivers are just finishing up their warm-ups here, so real quick we'll kind of go through a couple of sponsor plugs. Camera all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCamps. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCamps. Thank you, Andrew Cardinal IV, for your continued camera support. The intro music for the NASA World feed was produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see here on the Mo Sports Network, be sure to like and subscribe so that way you get to watch all of our content. And be sure to hit the bell as well to be notified every time we go live. We live stream every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if you are looking to get your league broadcast as well, feel free to come check us out here at asnTVUSA.com to inquire about getting your league broadcasted as well.
Yeah, speaking of the amount of races we do have on the schedule, let's take a look at that.
The NASA Rallycross Contenders will be coming to us tomorrow, round 5 here at Atlanta. That'll be September 30th, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Justin Show and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. The first race of Season 6 of the Torque Sports Car Series, formerly the OSRL GT3 Series, round 1 at Daytona will be this October 3rd, this Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer for that one. NASA Rallycross Supercars round 5 here at Atlanta will be this Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll also have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer for that one. Then you'll have me and Victor again for our NASA Rallycross Futures and Lights doubleheader next Sunday evening, 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern respectively. That will be also at Daytona. Exciting to see Daytona. Yeah, a lot of action from Daytona indeed. Daytona and Atlanta, big southeast swing for both leagues. Exciting to see the Torque Sports Car Series come back. Show a little bias there. I run in that series myself. It's always a whole lot of fun moving to a 12-race schedule this year, so it's going to be a whole lot of action and a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what happens in that series. Always something interesting going on there for sure.
And speaking of fun, what fun are we about to have here? We are treated to a rare occurrence here in NASA Rallycross. we have enough cars for a 12-car feature race here tonight. On especially this track of all things, Victor, this is going to be very chaotic.
Absolutely, it's going to be insane. This has always been a chaotic track, just in NASCAR Rallycross history. It's always been a lot of beating and banging and a lot of just hurt feelings after the races here. So, I mean, I think that's every week in NASA, but more so here in IRP. I think those are the two big tracks where we've seen a lot of chaos, and I think we're just going to see the same again here tonight.
Definitely big implications in terms of the point standings. If you guys are just tuning in, second place in points, Eric Kaplinger did not transfer to the feature tonight after spinning off track early in his semifinal and then ending up driving out of the tunnel outside of the track after getting turned again a second time. So definitely not a good night for that 277. He's going to have a lot of ground to make up in the coming weeks if he wants to keep up with the 845 of JP DeFino wearing the orange plates.
Absolutely. And DeFino in the feature tonight, he's going to have to look to capitalize for sure. Going to start a little bit towards the rear. One is LCQ, so he's not going to be too far back, but he's definitely going to be back there a little bit. And so it's going to be all up to him here on that start to get a clean start and survive turn 1.
And with that, as warm-ups come to a conclusion here, Victor, who do you have as your pick to win the feature here tonight?
Honestly, I think for sure it's going to be a back-to-back winner. I think Zachary Goddard in his first start for JC Simsport is going to get it done tonight.
And what a way that would be to kick off your start with your new team with a nice victory to add to their illustrious history in the series. JC Simsport has been one of the most successful teams in lights, especially, as well as contenders and supers as well. So wanting to add on to that legacy. Personally, my pick, I'm going to say he gets redemption this week. Let's take a look at that 000 of Eric Dubois in that very bright colored car. Like I said, I spoke to him pre-race, was very disappointed with his performance last week after missing that Joker. Couldn't even watch last season's broadcast until today. He was so distraught over it. So I think he's got a good shot starting from the 4th position today to be able to bring it home. So with that, let's get your lineup here. Zachary Goddard, Blake Smith, Ed Boyles, Eric Dubois, Tom Grady, Lucas Hill. Excuse me, I think I got that wrong a little bit. Ed Boyles is actually starting 7th. We had that a little backwards. It's actually Matty Grove starting at 3rd there. Dubois, Grady, Hill, Boyles, Pasucci, DeFino, Kreutzer, Robichaux, and Lunan will round out your 12-car feature race. But that looks like, my stats are correct here, all cars are gridded.
Well, we're waiting on just a couple more.
Oh, we are? I think we got one more.
I think we actually 3 cars. We got Hill, Boyles, and DeFino we're waiting on here. And
there's Boyles there gridding up.
Just waiting on the 2 Saints and Sinners cars.
DeFino, the points leader, starting all the way in the back there. That red car with the orange plates. He's got a lot of time to make up.
It looks like Hill did not grid here.
Hill did not make gridding in time. 12 cars, 10 laps. We are green for round number 5 here at Atlanta. Great start by Blake Smith in the 098 to get out in front of the 29 of Goddard, although Goddard back on the inside. They're going to be side by side coming over the jump. Clean so far through the field.
A little bit of contact in the back there with DeFino, but he's made it through cleanly. Up front, Goddard to the race lead.
What a pass there by Goddard. Smith is wide. Smith is slow. Maybe a slowdown for the 098 there. Unfortunate starting from the 1st position. His race might all be done at this point.
Yeah, that's a shame for sure. And
look who's sorted up into the 2nd position there. That would be my race pick, the 000 Eric Dubois finding himself in prime position. He's going to have to hunt down that 29 of Zach Goddard.
It's going to be a good race between these two for sure. Dubois, the guy who should have won last week.
And look at that. Dubois will take both of his jokers right away just to make sure he doesn't forget to take one this week. Smart move by the 000.
I agree with that. Oh, no!
Oh, no! Eric Dubois right into the wall, and will cede the lead to Matty Grove in the 472.
Oh, man.
Oh, unfortunate there for Dubois. He's going to have a little bit to make up here now.
Yeah, it was an unforced error by Dubois. Just kind of got into that corner just a little bit too hot, and that's all she wrote, unfortunately, as Goddard sets the fastest lap. So, let's see where
Goddard will go for his joker this time by, and he is going to pull way out in front of Matty Grove in the 472.
And I think that's going to be your race for battle for the race win right there. I don't know how many other guys can jump through here. Tom Grady about 18 seconds behind. He might be a guy to keep an eye on back there.
Most cars have taken both their jokers already up at the front. Boyles, DeFino, and Smith have taken one. Excuse me, Boyles just took his. Grady, Kreutzer, Lunan, and Pasucci have yet to take any, so they're using the Chris Wet strategy of taking your joker at the very last second.
So we see
Points leader DeFino currently running 6th as we see here.
We got this great battle brewing here for 4th place. Robichaux and Boyles going at it.
And almost kind of encroaching on the 000 of Dubois as well is Robichaux, trying to get himself an extra spot there, get on the podium. Remember, top 3 get to race in our lights event later on this evening. So a little bit of extra track time for those who can finish at the front. Dubois goes a bit wide there. He's going to correct it. Robichaux's going to have a great shot here in the fishbowl.
Yeah, he's going to kind of put his nose in there just a little bit, try to get him out of the groove. Kind of worked a little bit there. He's going to have to look for a shot down here into the 2 double 90-degree corners.
And Robichaux taking a line only Robichaux would.
A little bit wide there in that first right-hander, and that cost him a lot.
A lot of time there. Robichaux got into his rear in the second right-hander. Yeah, gave him a little love tap. A fantastic race brewing here for 3rd. Let's see if we got any other battles around track. We do. Battle for 6th between JP DeFino, Klaus Kreutzer, and Blake Smith. Smith started from pole but had a slowdown early that cost him all of his track position. A little love tap there for the 77. You'll be able to keep it straight on.
These guys all have yet to take their final joker of the evening.
So we'll see where they're going to come out relative to the 3 battling up ahead of them, which is Dubois, Robichaux, and Boyles. Oh, near contact there. Almost off the track there for Blake Smith. Great save from the 098.
Back up front here. Robichaux still hounding Dubois here.
It looks like Blake Smith in the 098 just took his joker.
He
did, and now he
battle.
is right in this battle. He's
hello!
Right to the inside of Boyles. He entered himself in that battle very quickly.
Right onto the back of that train. And I think DeFino and Kreutzer would be right there as well, as these two are battling back here.
These two might come out side by side with Boyles and Robichaux, based on the fact that Smith was behind the other two.
Wow, look at this.
My goodness, Robichaux taking the Robichaux line down to the inside. Meanwhile, it is a joker there. That was the 77 Klaus Kreutzer. And he's going to come out right in contact, and they're both around. Blake Smith is involved as well with nowhere to go.
Yeah, basically was what happened.
And Boyles just dumped Kreutzer over the jump as well.
He was not having that.
Not having it all.
And we have Dubois around.
Dubois is around. Contact everywhere. Chaos is ensuing. And the person who loves this more than anything is your points leader, JP DeFino, who's likely going to pick up at least 4 spots from that.
Yeah, JP DeFino's going to pick up some spots. But the guy who really loves this all is going to be Zachary Goddard and Matty Grove and his teammate, Jake Robichaux. Those guys have cleared the field by about 5 seconds now. And so those guys are going to probably be your podium sitters.
Chaos ensuing and tempers flaring here at Atlanta. Nothing new in the Rallycross scene. This track tends to get very hectic very quickly. We are on the final lap. Goddard far and away up front. Let's see where DeFino, he's going to have to take his last joker this time by. See where he comes out.
Oh, he's going for the podium.
Next to Robichaux. It's going to be for podium. You know, over the jump. Zach Goddard will win back-to-back races here at Atlanta. Meanwhile, the battle for third is brewing. Over the jump they come. JP DeFino gets him. DeFino passed Robichaux for a bronze medal. What a drive by your current points leader.
That was an incredible race tonight.
And Matty Grove will finish in second as well, and those three will get to race in our lights event later this evening. Wow, Victor, what a lot to process there. Goddard, Grove, DeFino on the podium. Jake Robichaux just barely missing out, but a fantastic run for that 69 car here tonight. Blake Smith, Ed Boyles, Tom Grady, Chris Lunan, Joseph Pasucci, Eric Dubois, Klaus Kreutzer, and Lucas Hill round out your event there. And real quick, before we go to interviews, let's see if we can get a couple of replays there. I'd like to see what happened to Eric Dubois in the 000, because I know we were watching with Boyles and Kreutzer there going around, and then all of a sudden the 000 just appeared on
he
your
went up
screen.
and over.
Up and over went the 000. Let's see if we can
get it here. That was
See, that was the incident right behind him. There he is upside down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. We're gonna just have to back it up here.
I don't think it was contact at all. I think he might have hit the wall. He did.
Yeah.
He touched his rear end on the wall. It got him squirrely and flipped him right over.
That's it. That's all it takes.
Unfortunate for him, for the 000 then. He was
look at
driving
JP.
backwards right in front of JP DeFino. I think the last thing he expected coming over the jump was some headlights facing right at him.
That was almost disaster for him here.
Yeah, great run for the 845, starting this race from the 9th spot, picks up 6 spots tonight to finish in third. And Jake Robichaux started 11th and finished 4th. That is a 7-spot gain for him. Great run for both those drivers.
He kept his nose clean. That's all you have to do sometimes.
Absolutely. With that, let's see if we can get a couple of interviews here for us. Let's see who is awaiting us in the media pen. So far it is nobody. So we'll see if we can get a couple of our top finishers up here. All right, does look like we have JP DeFino here available. So let's talk to our third place finisher. JP, this is Victor and Ethan, the ASM booth. You got us? What a drive from you. Coming in as the points leader tonight, starting in the semifinal from the back, having to start 9th tonight, finishing on the podium. What a drive. Just take us through your race here tonight, how you were able to get up into a podium. Oof, heartbreaking.
I got real lucky and was able to have one less person I had to try to fight.
And I'm sure you probably know already, JP, but points implications for you tonight are huge. Your main running mate all season has been Eric Kaplinger, and of course he didn't even make the feature tonight. He drove out of the tunnel during his semifinal. Just take me through what this race means for your title hopes. It definitely seems pretty good for you so far.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, this was definitely one of the main races that is on the line. Especially going into the next couple together. I don't know how well I will do because I know Kaplinger is very fast, especially at the off-road track. So I got real lucky on that. Yeah, so I was hoping for great things, and I got real lucky tonight.
Yeah, great run for you for sure. Victor, any questions for our third place finisher tonight?
Honestly, I got nothing. I mean, honestly, that was such an incredible drive. Actually, I do have one question. It's just like, I'm not going to say we had a bit of a technical difficulty on our end here, but Take us through seeing Eric Dubois sitting in front of you after he flipped over in the jump there.
Oh, during the feature, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was scary. I heard over the channel that there was an incident, and so I was trying to be as careful as possible. And once I saw him start going one direction, I went to the other side and made sure I could clear it.
Yeah, definitely a scary situation. Glad that you made it out of there in one piece. Of course, who do you have to thank for this result?
I gotta thank first TWRS for supplying us with setups, especially coming into the next race. Then Saints and Sinners Racing, the whole team, Saints and Sinners Automotive, Supreme Performance, Yellow Speed Racing, and Tomioka Racing for sure.
Well, thank you for coming to talk to us, JP. Soak in that third place. It was a great run for you, and hopefully we get to see you up here in a couple of hours here for lights as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, that was our third place finisher, JP DeFino. That let's bring up our second place finisher, Maddie Grove, to the ASM booth. How's it going, Maddie? This is Ethan and Victor in the ASM booth. You got us?
Woo! What's up, boys?
I love the enthusiasm. Fantastic run for you tonight. A silver medal for you, second place. Relatively quiet race for you. It seems like you mostly were able to get checked out, had a nice gap between yourself and third. Just take me through your race as a whole, your race preparation. How are you able to come home with a second place finish tonight?
So we won't get into race prep too much. The official session before the broadcast started was the first bit of practice I did this week on this track with these cars. So we're not going to get into any of that. But I mean, I've been racing in NASA for a while. The track layouts, minus the fact that we desperately need some new ones. I don't know. I like hanging out with the team and kicking it throughout the week. Sometimes we drive, sometimes we just hit officials and promote the league.
Absolutely. There's nothing better to do than promote the league, that's for sure. We always love seeing some new talent here in NASA. It's always fun seeing a lot of new faces. I know we've definitely seen a lot this year, specifically.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always great to see it grow.
I'm blown away with having this split. And we had a 12-car feature. I know that in itself should speak of how many cars were here tonight for everybody out there watching. I'll just get into the thank you speech, I guess. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, Ethan and Victor. You guys stepped up to do this series in the broadcast for us. You guys are crushing it, in my opinion. I love it. Thank you for the nice words weekly about my racecraft. The wife and the kiddos, watch this and Contenders every week. So this is a blast to get to talk to them tonight and thank them. The wife and the kids, Shelby, Lane, Riley, I can hear you stomping around upstairs, so I know at least one of them still awake, so I love you guys. Thank you for letting me get some practice in the rig. Thanks to my team, every one of you guys on the Slapex powered by a TWRS squad. I mean, all three subsectors of the team. We drive well together. We have a blast. It just pushes the whole team faster forward the whole way around in a circle. Big shout out to ASN. Without them as a whole, we wouldn't look this good, surely wouldn't be live. www.nasasimracing.com. Get off your rear ends. Get off the couch. Get in here. Find us on Discord. Get some racing in with us and show off to your friends on the broadcast on YouTube. Shout out to the Lord above. Without him, I wouldn't have woke up today. So other than that, we're going to go look through my files, see if I have any TWRS setups, and we're going to go try to send this thing up front in the big show.
Absolutely. Well, great run for you, Matthew. It's great to see you running up front. Absolutely awesome that you get to thank your wife and kids for everything. Hopefully we see you up here. Hopefully you get to talk to them again for lights as well.
Heck yeah, man. We're going to do our best.
All right. Well, soak in that silver place finish. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
You as well, Maddie. All right, that was Maddie Grove, our second place finisher. And with that, let's finally get to our race winner, Zachary Goddard. Let's bring him up to the ASM booth. Zachary, this is Ethan and Victor in the ASM booth. You got us? We'll try to. We might have a little technical difficulties.
Yeah, just a little bit of a technical difficulty. Got a common break of course, first week with a new team. Probably got something going on there for sure.
Zachary, this is Ethan and Victor in the ASM booth. You got us?
Sure do.
All right, we finally got that bug patched out. Well, back-to-back wins for you here in the NASA Rallycross Futures. You're only the second person to do so. Only JP DeFino did it earlier this season. So nice to see yourself in the NASA stat book, tied now for the all-time wins record, which is awesome. Take me through your race here tonight. It looked like you checked out for the most part. Almost Kieran Liftlander-esque here tonight.
Well, at the beginning of the first lap, me and Blake had a run in. We were side by side going into that first portion of the S right there. And I went a smidge deep. I didn't know if he would back out or not. And we barely made contact, but it was enough to bump him to the left to give him a slowdown, I believe. And if that's my fault, I'm sorry about that. Did not mean to at all. But after that, it was pretty straightforward. Ran my two jokers early and just tried to stay smooth.
Yeah, it was a great run for you here tonight. Getting a win is obviously fantastic, and really that's going to do quite a bit for you here in the points. Starting to kind of emerge yourself as a championship contender here. I mean, how do you feel confidence-wise going into the remainder of the schedule that you're going to have a chance to fight for this championship?
Coming in, I didn't expect it at all. I kind of expected to be struggling to make the main, so it's kind of shocking, but pretty exciting for the rest of the season.
Definitely so. Going from struggling, thinking you're going to struggle in the main to winning races certainly is no slouch at all. Victor, you have any questions for our race winner?
I do have to mention this first. Just have the points updated here. Zach, you are the points leader as it runs with the drop week included right now as it is. So how does that make you feel?
Don't really know what to say. We're pretty excited, like I said, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing. The orange plate gets to change hands for the first time this season. That's going to be really fun. First time ever, in fact. Yeah, first time ever. Anyone you have to thank here tonight for your win?
The wife for putting up with this, the NASA crew for just giving us the opportunity to race this series, and the change of team, the JC Academy crew for bringing me on.
Yeah, first win with the JC Academy crew. Definitely great to give them a win in your first ever race with them. Definitely makes that welcome a lot more warm. Hopefully we get to see you here in Lights, so hopefully you could get to talk to you again.
I sadly won't make it.
Unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll see you up here next week.
Alrighty, we'll see you.
And that was Zachary Goddard, our race winner for the evening. With that, it's time to get the light show on the road. So while we switch over, we're going to head over to a commercial break. Stay tuned for more from Hampton, Georgia.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
That should do the trick. Hello.
All right. Awesome. We'll get on
So interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
Welcome back here to Hampton, Georgia, as now we get set for our Lights event. Season 5 of NASA Rallycross Lights kicks off its 5th round here at Atlanta. In case you're joining us, my name is Ethan Halsey. I have Victor Vallee in the production truck and in the booth with me as well. So we get ready here for the race. And if you were just joining us from Futures, you'll notice one thing pretty different. Clouds have rolled in, and they've rolled in pretty heavy here. So very different track conditions that we're going to be looking at here for tonight's race. In case you just joined us, we'll go over the format quick and how tonight's race is going to work. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing our open practice now, which will lead us into a 3-lap single-car qualifying that will split the field equally into 5-lap heat races, with the Joker lap only taking once. The top 2 will transfer to the feature automatically, and the winner will get 3 bonus points, and the runner-up will get 2. The rest of our drivers will be sent to the semifinal, also 5 laps with 1 Joker lap. The top 2 will transfer the feature, and the winners will receive a bonus point. This will set our grid for our 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and the trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross, only 2 Jokers will be taken during the feature. As our drivers begin qualifying here, we'll go through a couple of sponsor plugs. Cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinal IV, for your continued camera support. The intro music for the NASA World feed was produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see here on the Automotive Sports Network, be sure to like and subscribe to make sure you're keeping up with all of our content, and as well as hitting the bell icon to make sure that you're getting notified of all of our live streams. We are live every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Go through our schedule here quick for you as well. NASA Rallycross Contenders Round 5 will be here tomorrow night at Atlanta. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Justin Robichaux and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. Season 6 of the Torque Sports Car Series, formerly the OSRL GT3 Series, will be kicking off its first round at Daytona. That'll be this Thursday, October 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. NASA Rallycross Supercars Round 5 at Atlanta. The Big Boy Series will be this Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. And you'll have me and Victor once again for our doubleheader of NASA Rallycross Futures and Lights Round 6, which will also be at the High Banks of Daytona. That'll be this Sunday, October 6th, at 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern, respectively. With that, I'll bring you back into the booth here, Victor. Qualifying mostly done here. A surprise pole sitter, Joey Morissette, currently sits at the top of the board, a 36.882. Great run there for the JC Sim Sport car.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really was expecting him to be the guy to beat here tonight. Brian Sawyer set fast time in practice, but Joey Morissette coming out here strong after a disappointing last week. We saw him, I believe he did not make the feature last week, if I am correct in that.
I don't believe he did. I think he ran into if you remember, that was the semifinal, which all 3 JC Simsport cars ended up
That's
in.
correct. Yeah.
Which Josh
was
Mertz ended
only
up
one.
qualifying, and his 2 teammates ended up missing out.
Yeah, and it was a very tough week for him last week, but a great rebound here this week for Morset.
Now, the story of the evening, you'll notice, one very obvious glaring driver is missing here tonight. That would be Kieran Lifflander, last race's winner. Currently out tonight. He currently, the kid from South Carolina, currently dealing with the effects of the massive hurricane. Of course, when you have no power, no internet, unfortunately, that means no racing either. So unfortunately, he's sitting at home. If you're watching, Kieran, we wish you the best. We hope all is safe, and we hope to see you again next week at Daytona, right back in usual form. And let's see if we have any cars on track. It looks like Matty Grove, who just finished second in our lights event, is still on track.
Trying to improve his lap time.
This will be his 3rd lap time coming in here. It's a 37.664. That won't move his position up. Oh, that will improve his time. So solid run there for the 472.
We also have Defino on track. He's finished his qualifying runs. I do believe it's just he's on track, just getting some more seat time in here.
Trying to get some more time on the track. Not enough. He is currently still wearing the orange plates from his lights point lead, which unfortunately he's not going to be able to have, which is pretty unfortunate.
As he goes back to the future there. As they say, just kind of disappeared.
Yep, and let's get ready for our first heat of the night. So your pole sitter, Joey Morissette, will start on the front. Brian Sawyer, Dan Corritto, Austin Derbyshire, and JP Defino will also be in the grid. Derbyshire racing for Kieran Lifflander's team, Kieran Lifflander Racing, so he's the sole representative from them tonight. Same thing with Brian Sawyer. He will be the only representative from Move Over at Speedy Time tonight. Grady and Kaplinger both ran into issues during their events. Grady finished 7th in his feature race, and Kaplinger didn't even make the feature at all. So definitely an uphill battle to climb for that team, which currently leads the team standings. As we get ready to go, the lights are green. We are racing here at NASA Rallycross Lights at Atlanta. Great start for the 88. Sawyer, who's going to go around? Sawyer and Corritto get involved in an incident, and Corritto continues to make contact with the 88.
Unfortunately, I don't think that second part was intentional there by Corritto. I think he was just trying to get going there, and Sawyer kind of looped right around in front of him there. An unfortunate moment there as we see Joey Morissette out front and commanding this one already.
Chaos already in lights. We saw quite a bit of it in futures. Lights is not letting us breathe for a moment right off the first turn. Issues between Brian Sawyer and Dan Corritto.
And remember, that is your points leader heading into tonight. Brian Sawyer holding that blue plate, so that is incredibly important to the championship implications here, as we've had a little bit of a technical difficulty here.
Yep, and bear with us as we get through our technical glitch. As Sawyer in the 88, he is currently the points leader, trying to hold on as much as he can over Lifflander. Him missing tonight's race certainly helps him, although he's going to need a lot of help now tonight to get himself into the features. It looks like he will take provisional second as he takes the third.
Just keep doing it radio style for now, and
yeah, we're going to do a radio style broadcast here, ladies and gentlemen. So Austin Derbyshire currently leads in the 64. JP Defino in the 845 is going to be sitting in second. They have taken their jokers already. Joey Morissette and Dan Corritto yet to joker. Morissette will joker this time. We'll see where he's going to come out in front, and he's far out in front of the 64 Derbyshire, who will hold on to the second transfer spot here. Defino breathing down his neck. Pretty close here, not right on his bumper, but about a couple of car lengths back. He'll be able to make up a little bit of ground, hopefully, coming in. Sawyer and Corritto likely out of this far in the back after they had their issue on lap 1. So really it's going to be between Morissette, Derbyshire, and Defino. 3 cars, 2 spots. As it appears, I may have lost my co-host here. Looks like he lagged out of this.
Say we're about to get back in there, actually.
All right, so we're almost back here. We're going to be rounding the 2 right-handers and getting ready to go over the jump for the final lap. Joey Morissette still leads here in the 85. A little bit of contact there for Derbyshire into the outside wall. He will maintain, though. No damage or anything like that for him. As Morissette continues to lead. It has been a rough stretch for this 85 car. He's ran into a lot of trouble all season. Has been horribly unlucky. Tonight, he will put that behind him as he rounds the dirt corners. He'll go through the two right-handers. There he goes, and he's going to come over the jump. Joey Morissette is going to win heat number 1 and get himself into the feature tonight. Austin Derbyshire will also be qualifying in as well. JP DeFino, Brian Sawyer, your points leader, and Dan Corritto will have to qualify in through the semifinal.
We are back with live pictures. As they say, you know, just kind of have to work through the pain and the adversity here. As I say, it's not. I guess broadcasters are not immune from that as well, I guess.
Yes, thank you for bearing with us as we get ready for our second heat here tonight. Josh Mertz will be starting up front. Robbie Kirtley, Devin Hughes, and Matty Grove will also be on the field. Lights are off. We are green here for heat number 2. Great start for Josh Mertz on the inside, although his teammate is going to come around the outside here. Devin Hughes squeezing the 60 there of the 024 Robbie Kirtley there, and he will take the spot. JC Simsport 1-2.
So talk about a reversal of fortunes from
I was
last
just
week.
gonna say that, reversing fortunes for JC Simsport, who went from all 3 of their cars going to a semifinal to hopefully all 3 of their cars going to the feature event.
Yeah, provisionally as it stands right now, it's going to be Mertz and Hughes moving on. Kirtley doing all he can to get around Devin Hughes, but Devin's actually kind of pulling away right now.
Devin getting a little bit of a gap, and don't worry, you're not missing anything. Mertz is gone. Checked out in front, as barring any mistakes. It looks like Mertz is going to have this one already. He is already has a gap of, looks like over 10 seconds.
Yeah, and that is because he did take that Joker on the first lap, I do believe. So as we see Kirtley take his Joker, that should put him back up closer to Mertz just a little bit. As you can see, Mertz going through the second of the 2 right-handers, and here comes Kirtley now.
Still a sizable margin between the 2 and the 024. Mertz definitely going to be in contention for the race win here tonight. Usually one of the faster cars on track when Liftlander is here. Now he isn't. An opportunity wide open for the 2 of Mertz, who hasn't won a race in lights since, I believe it was Hell last season. That was the first race of last season. So a winless drought for that 2 car that he is very quickly wanting to drop. As Devin Hughes in the 60, side by side with the 024 of Kirtley. They touch a little bit. Kirtley with the preferred line will take the spot.
I think Hughes might still have something here for him, though. This ain't over.
Going into the paved section as we get ready to get into the fishbowl where all dreams seemingly go to die. The 60 of Hughes
to the inside.
Nose in there and sends it in there, and he's going to hit the inside wall.
No. Just like Jeff Cartwright.
Oh, and then he tapped the inside again, and he's going to spin. Unfortunate night there for Devin Hughes. It looks like we'll be heading to the semifinal as Josh Mertz will take the white flag here for heat number 2.
He gave it everything he had. You can't say he didn't. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. But he definitely does have that second chance in the LCQ.
Tried taking the Jake Robichaux line around the track. Unfortunately, just a little too deep in there and clipped the inside. Unfortunate turn of events for him.
Yeah, he had an opportunity to get Robbie there, and he went for it. I think that's the only thing you can do in that situation.
Absolutely. Mertz will round the 2 turns, come over the jump. Josh Mertz will win heat number 2. Robbie Kirtley will make the feature, looking to redeem himself ever since he ran out of fuel at Sonoma earlier this season. Matty Grove and Devin Hughes is coming around the line now. We'll head to our semi-final, which is getting ready to grid up right now. to have a chance to get into the feature tonight. Hughes crab walking across the line. A lot of damage on that 60 car. All right, let's head into our semifinal. JP DeFino will start at the front. Matty Grove, Brian Sawyer, Devin Hughes, Dan Corritto will round out your field. Sawyer probably has the most to race for here, coming in as the points leader, trying to maintain a gap over Liftlander. What a missed opportunity it would be if he wouldn't even be able to race in the feature tonight with Liftlander absent.
Yeah, and he's starting on the very far outside. That's not a very savory place to be if you're Brian Sawyer.
And seemingly from the starts we've seen tonight, that middle car there where Matty Grove is sitting always seems to get the best start. As the lights go green, here we go. And sorry, Matty, I gave you a commentator's curse. Not a great start from the 472. JP DeVito has a start, and look at the 60 car of Devin Hughes, who sends it to the inside and causes issues for all the cars behind him.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there between Grove and Corritto, and that's going to put those two guys on the back foot. But Devin Hughes, aggressive on that start, he's up to P2.
Great run there for Hughes, who will take the Joker this time by. Brian Sawyer, your points leader, currently outside looking in. Needs a great run here. Devin Hughes sits in front of him, as well as the part-timer of JP DeFino. DeFino, however, has won a race in this series, race one at Sonoma, and has only made the lights for 2 weeks. The first 2 races he won. He has not been in a lights race since week 2 at Iowa. So a breath of fresh air for the 845. Just lost the points lead to Zach Goddard in that series. But meanwhile, he's got the 60 of Devin Hughes all over his rear end.
Yeah, and Hughes kind of getting there. I think he's going to have a chance here. You're going to have to be patient. Don't make the same mistake he made in the heat there. It's fresh on his mind, and I don't think he will do that.
Points to him are way more important than DeFino. DeFino is full-time in futures, so that extra bonus point is going to go way farther for Hughes than it would for DeFino. He wants that spot.
Definitely does, but he also doesn't want to be out of the feature either, so it's a game of how much you push, how much you try.
And he stuck his nose in there again. Cut it very close there. Sawyer has yet to Joker. Still running around. He's going to take the Chris Wett strategy and hope for the end, and hope that he can get himself out in front of that 60 car who's currently sitting in the wake of the 845. So maybe best for Sawyer to wait till the end.
He's got about a 9-second gap here to the leader, so it's going to be very close.
It's going to be very close.
Think he's gonna
Delta's about 9 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to say it's a little bit under 9 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see where Brian comes out in all of this.
Well, the battle heats up.
Oh, JP,
the 845 and DeFino's wide into the wall, and he's around. Sawyer will take his Joker this time by, and he'll come out right next to Hughes. They'll be side by side going into the right-handers.
Hughes not giving him any room, gonna push him out there.
As we'll take the jump and go for the white flag. Unfortunate for JP DeFino. The fishbowl claims another victim here tonight.
It definitely seemed like a mechanical issue. I've never seen that before.
Sawyer gets into Hughes! Hughes has gone around! He will just barely miss Sawyer, and he's into the tire barrier! That opens up the door for Matty Grove in the 472!
And Hughes has parked it, so move Hughes all the way down to the end of the order.
We're side by side for
no, here
transfer.
comes Corritto!
Has jokered! Corritto takes his Joker as coming around and over the jump. Brian Sawyer wins the semifinal, and Dan Corritto gets to make the feature.
Wow. We had 3 guys in the transfer spot in 1 lap.
Unbelievable finish there.
Matter of 2 laps, we had all 5 drivers.
Corritto takes the Chris Wett strategy at the end to make the feature after carnage ensues in front of him. Wow! Matty Grove, JP DeFino, and Devin Hughes unfortunately will miss the show tonight. Well, if that's how our heats have gone, boy, don't we have something for the feature. Let's take a breather for a moment. We'll be right back here from Hampton, Georgia.
Interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in the turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up Eddie to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like that was
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Welcome back, everyone, to Hampton, Georgia, here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway as we get ready for our feature race of the NASA Rallycross Rights Round 5 of Season 5. Just join us. Boy, what a chaotic night it has been. The semifinal was one of the most exciting events we've had all season, and definitely a surprising outlook here tonight for sure. Real quick, as our drivers are wrapping up our warm-ups, let's go over our sponsor plugs. Cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia, or excuse me, WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinal IV, for your camera support. The intro music for the NASA World feed was produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see here on the Automotive Sports Network, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing from us. And if you hit the bell as well, you'll be notified of all of our future broadcasts. We go live every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Quick, we'll go over some programming notes as well so you know what our outlook is for the upcoming season. NASA Rallycross Contenders Round 5 at Atlanta will be tomorrow night, September 30th. That'll be 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Justin Robichaux and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. Season 6 of the Torque Sports Car Series, formerly the OSRL GT3 Series, Round 1 at Daytona kicks off this Thursday, October 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You will have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. NASA Rallycross Supercars, the creme de la creme, the bread and the butter of NASA Rallycross, will be this Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Some fantastic talents that race over there. You'll have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. And me and Victor will be right back with you here. NASA Rallycross Futures and Lights doubleheaders next Saturday, October 6th at Daytona, 8 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern, respectively. And just a couple of curious little stats on the night. Your current first place starter and pole sitter for the evening, Joey Morissette, will be going for his first career win in the NASA Rallycross Lights. He has been very quick throughout his career, has not had the opportunity to pick up a win just yet. Also implications for Josh Mertz, who currently sits 1 win behind the Josh Klog, currently 8 career wins, Mertz 7. Mertz can get tied with Klog. That would be a fantastic run for him, and would put JC Simsport as the top constructor in the series as well. So quite a bit of history waiting to be written here tonight. Victor, it has been a chaotic race here tonight. Let's get our race picks. We got 6 cars to pick from. Honestly, with how tonight's gone and the fact that we don't have Kieran Liftlander, I would say it's pretty much going to be a crapshoot. Who do you got tonight?
Yeah, it's anyone's race here tonight, but you know what? Honestly, I think it's going to be somebody that we haven't talked about a lot tonight, and that's going to be Austin Derbyshire. He's been very quiet tonight. He finished 2nd in his heat, stayed out of the trouble, and I think he's going to be him. I think he's going to find a way to make it into the race here tonight. And, well, he already made it into the race quietly, and I think he's going to find a way to make it onto the top step of the podium just by surviving. I think everyone else is going to end up in an absolute mess of themselves. I mean, obviously, we've seen Sawyer and Carrito getting into it with the other 2 JC Simsport cars, and Kirtley definitely has had trouble this year as well. So, the only guy we've seen really keep it mostly clean is Derbyshire, so I think it's going to be him.
He always usually runs a very quiet race. You never really talk about him too much. He's a very good kind of sleeper pick there. No offense to JC Simsport, I'm also going to go with a non-JC car tonight. Their fastest car in warm-ups, and also looking for his first career win on the evening, Robbie Kirtley in the 024. If you were watching at the beginning of the season, race 1 at Sonoma, dominated that race, had a fantastic car all night, ran out of fuel into the final corner, and couldn't bring home his first checkered flag. Tonight's going to be the night that he's going to be able to bring it home. Starting 4th. He'll have a little bit of his work cut out for him, but if we've seen the chaos that's been ensuing so far, I don't think that's impossible. And with that, let's get your starting grid for tonight's feature. It will be Joey Morissette starting at the front of the grid, Josh Mertz right behind him, Austin Derbyshire, so that's your front row there, Robbie Kirtley, Brian Sawyer, Dan Carrito. 6 cars, 10 laps for all the marbles. We've seen chaos all night in both futures and in lights. We expect nothing less in the feature race. So it looks like we are waiting for one more car to grid up. It is Derbyshire. There he is. We will await the lights to drop, and let's go green on the evening. Green flag is in the air. The feature race is underway. Great start for the 85 of Morissette on the inside. Mertz to his outside. A little bit of contact there into turn 1.
Oh, here comes Curtley. Great start for Curtley. Your pick. Up to 3rd already.
Great start for that 024. Hungry for his first win. Everyone in this field currently hungry. Without the presence of the series overlord Kieran Liftlander here, it's anyone's race. Mertz takes his joker. Curtley also takes his joker. They will take provisional 1-2. Curtley right behind the 2 of Mertz. He is hounding him down.
Yeah, and then back over here, Derbyshire and Carrito and Sawyer all battling back here. We got 3 cars under a blanket there, and then we got 2 cars under a blanket up front for the lead.
Sawyer looking to make up for lost time. An unfortunate issue in his heat race, made contact with Dan Carrito on the first turn of the first lap of the lights race. So he is definitely looking to make up some ground here, trying to keep that points lead nice and comfy over the absent Kieran Liftlander. Although, bear in mind, I apologize to Brian Sawyer. Commentator's curse strikes again, and the fishbowl strikes again tonight for about the 5th time, as him and Carrito make contact.
Yeah, it just looked like Sawyer kind of put it in there, and unfortunately, and then we see Derbyshire in the wall. So even
Derbyshire in the wall. Yes, lots of commentators curse tonight. Curtley and Mertz have both taken 2 jokers, and now they're side by side. Mertz on the outside, Curtley on the inside. Curtley over the curb, over the jump. They're still side by side. Drag race down the front stretch.
How much does he get the elbows out here? No, he doesn't have to. Mertz to the lead.
What a commanding move right there by Josh Mertz in the 2, putting himself in a position to lead the race.
While these guys battle, something has happened here to Morissette.
Yeah, Morissette now at the back of the field. We'll get a replay for you.
Joker, so I think that's
I believe that's what it is.
Yeah,
he hasn't jokered just yet.
As we see
Derbyshire
doing his strategy.
Derbyshire's strategy is up. He's a solid way back from the battle for the lead currently, so he's going to need a little bit of luck up here, although these 2 are running neck and neck, are Curtley and Mertz.
Yeah, and look at Curtley kind of diving to the inside, showing his nose, trying to get Josh to blink here and trying to make a mistake. But if I've raced with Josh for years on the Legacy side, on the NASCAR CS3 side, that man does not make many mistakes when he's under pressure.
Mertz is one of the class drivers in the series. He's a seasoned veteran, been racing since NASA's inception, all the way back in 2012. A long-time driver is Mertz, so if anyone knows how to get around this track, it would be the seasoned veteran of the series. Now, Morissette continues to not joker here. Brian Sawyer has taken his first as well, so Morissette was the provisional leader up until then, so we're really going to have to figure out as this race goes on where he's going to be able to come out here. These 2 are battling. Morissette is in clean traffic, so he's putting down some monster lap times there all on his own.
Yeah, he's about 17 seconds back, 15, 16, 17 seconds back from this battle here for the provisional lead. I think he might be able to jump both of them here.
He still has not taken his joker. He's waiting till the very last second to give these 2 as little time as possible. But it must be an unsettling feeling up at the front, knowing that, well, there's a very good chance you're just going to get past and have nothing to be able to do about it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of why Curtley's kind of biding his time here. Yeah, he's showing the nose, trying to put a little bit of pressure on Mertz, but he's not really forcing the issue, and he knows that the only way he's going to win this race is if Mertz and him work together a little bit.
Absolutely, try to put down the best lap times here as Morissette will not joker again. So Morissette going to take the Chris Wett strategy here, try to wait and bide his time until he can make his move.
So a gap at the line there, it looks like about 16 seconds. He might have it by about half a second to a second here if not more. I think he might be able to pull this thing out here.
That would be his first career win if he can. It's going to be very, very tight. Mertz and Kirtley are still neck and neck. These two have not let off each other. Kirtley just kind of biding his time here as well. Morissette goes for his first Joker. There he goes. That's now going to, 7.5 seconds back or so. The Delta is looking good for Joey Morissette, who might even clear by even almost a second and a half with 2 laps to go.
So take a look at the time for Morissette as he crosses the line, a 28. So that's about a 9-second delta there, like you said. So whenever he takes that second Joker, I think he's got the lead. Here we go.
Here he goes. Joker number 2 for Morissette.
Easily.
He does take the lead. Joey Morissette to the front. And by quite a commanding margin. Coming around the final turn and over the jump. White flag this time by for Joey Morissette. He has had awful luck all season. Multiple run-ins with Dan Corritto. He's had issues with crashing, spinning, wrecking, you name it. It has been a rough season for that 85 car. Now he will round the fishbowl. He'll get around it clean as he will look for his first career win in the NASA Rallycross Series. A new winner. When was the last time you've been able to say that? Well, probably not too long ago. Zachary Goddard. But here he comes. Around the right-hander. Over the jump. Joey Morissette. First time winner in the NASA Rallycross lights. Josh Mertz comes home second once again. The eternal bridesmaid. Robbie Kirtley will come third. Brian Sawyer, your points leader, fourth. Derbyshire, it looks like will be fifth. Oh, no, excuse me. No, Corritto came fourth. He must have jokered there. Yeah, must have jokered again like he did in the
jokered on the final lap of the race. So, yeah, they were able
Sawyer
to jump
fifth and Derbyshire sixth. What a great run for that 85, and how it must feel so uplifting for him after the season he's had to be able to bring home a checkered flag.
Yeah, definitely a great result for Joey. And I believe this is the first one, too, for JC Simsport in NASA Lights competition. We talk about how good they were in the original NASA Rallycross Supercar Series before the pros invaded with a bunch of 1-2s with Josh and Phil. But I believe this is the first time in Lights competition for that team hitting a 1-2.
Actually, ironically, I think JC must have lumped in with the old team as well. They currently have 8 wins. They were tied with Pocket Sank Inc. for the highest side. It's Josh Klog's team. JC Simsport will now take the top dog spot in the series, the most wins as a team. And as well, a great event for JC Simsport. They swept the night this evening. Last time that happened was move over at Speedy Time, I believe, back in Iowa when, or excuse me, was that IRP when Kaplinger and Sawyer both won. So great night for that JC team. With that, let's see if we have driver interviews. Looks like all 3 are here waiting for us. So let's bring up our third place finisher, Robbie Kirtley, to the ASM booth. How's it going, Robbie? This is Ethan and Victor in the ASM booth. You got us? Well, Robbie, you were my pick to win tonight. You definitely had a fantastic showing. Third place is definitely nothing to slouch with after starting 4th. Just take me through your race as a whole and how it feels to get yourself on the podium, I believe, for the first time this season. And as a lot of the audience knows, race 1 obviously was a very heartbreaking one for you. Led most of that race, unfortunately, ran out of gas in the final turn. Just take me through how it feels, how uplifting it feels to finally get back on the podium after having a win unfortunately stolen from you there at Sonoma. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever Liftlander isn't here, it's always usually a bloodbath between everybody else. Victor, you have any questions for our third place finisher tonight?
Honestly, I got nothing. I mean, honestly, it's like you survived the chaos in turn 1, and I think that was really the goal for everybody tonight. I think so. Who do you have to thank for this result?
Appears we might have some technical difficulties as well, I believe, for having sound issues, Victor. So
I was gonna say
we
I
might
do
have
see
to.
it here, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we'll get that figured out hopefully here. I believe we're talking to ourselves from what it sounds like. Yeah, it's always a lot of fun to have technical difficulties. So hopefully we'll get those squared away for us.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely, it's a pleasure broadcasting the series. I know I'm not necessarily a Rallycross guy. I'm more of a road racing guy over with Torque. But boy, I've had a lot of fun commentating and watching you guys. You guys definitely put on a show. Do we know if everything's up and running, Victor?
say I'm taking a look. I mean, I have everything on my end correct, so I'm not sure what's going on.
All right, so we'll just roll on and hope everything for the best. So who do you have to thank here for your performance here tonight, Robbie? All right. Well, thank you, Robbie, for coming up here. It was a pleasure. Hopefully, we see you here again soon. Absolutely. That was Robbie Kirtley, your third place finisher. Although apparently we are hearing that we may not have heard him, unfortunately. So hopefully we'll get that figured out. Let's bring Josh Mertz up to the ASM booth and hope we can hear him. Josh, this is Ethan and Victor in the ASM booth. You got us? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we have everything. All right, technical issues plaguing us once again. Hopefully we'll get these figured out here tonight. All right. All right, so okay, so apparently we may have audio back, so let's indeed test it. Josh, this is ASN booth up here with me and Victor. You got us?
I have you. I'm waiting again to wait and see if we could hear externally, and then we'll go from there. It has been a crazy night.
Hopefully a crazy night indeed, racing, and a crazy night here too.
We're good. We can commence.
We're
Go ahead,
good.
my
Okay. All right. We have it fixed. Beautiful. All right. Well, a second place finisher. Once again, the bridesmaid here, Josh. It seems to be the story for you this season, unfortunately. Take me through your race as a whole and how you were able to get up to that second place position with Liftlander not here tonight.
All right, so tonight I ran my practice and found that Joey was quickest, and oh my god, let's go. We were running through practice in the heats, and I thought to myself, all I gotta do is finish ahead of Brian. It's like back in the day when I just had to fight Phil or fight Cody or fight Dylan. Like, we just gotta focus on him. And I just let Joey run his race. And I was talking to Robbie in the media pen. I told Joey before the race, I said, I'm gonna joke on the last 2 laps. I completely lied to him, okay? And I covered Robbie, and I just let Joey run. Second place is really cool. I'm not focused on wins. I'm just focused on, without Kieran here, finishing ahead of Brian and having some fun. It's rejuvenated my love for Rallycross, and yeah, super excited. 1-2 for the team. First time in lights, and first time probably since 2018. It's been a while.
Definitely. That's actually what I was going to ask you next. We'll take the driver hat off and the owner hat on. A fantastic night for your team tonight. Not only picking up the win in futures with Zachary Goddard, but also for Joey Morissette here tonight and his first career win in lights, which is amazing. Just take me through how it feels to be owner of your team here tonight and your performance as a team.
Oh, well, the pace that I saw Zach have last week was awesome. We had some discussions to solidify him joining the team through the week. And it's awesome to have him win on debut for the Academy and Futures. Unfortunately, he couldn't race this specific race, but he's showing some great pace. And I'm so happy for Joey because I'm sorry to out you, Joey, but him and I were talking. He's like, I don't even know if I'm going to come race this week, like today. And I'm glad that he decided to because, man, he's shown some incredible growth. The whole team has really. Jess with her pace on Saturdays and all the livery designing. We've got Joey, we've got Zach, we've got Devin. It's a bummer what happened there. I don't want to talk too much about that. We'll just have to let the stewards handle it. But yeah, just super awesome to see where the team has come from, I should say, when it was just me and Phil and Cody back in the day and Tristan. And now we've got, 10 guys. We race a completely different series on Monday that I don't even have a part of. So it's just awesome. Awesome to have all this support and all the camaraderie with the team for sure.
It really is fantastic to have a team atmosphere like that. I know as a team owner myself, I always love seeing my drivers win, although it's been a while since I've seen them win. So hopefully I'll be able to break that curse myself too. Victor, you have any questions for our second place finisher tonight?
I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit there, Josh. Talk to me about how how does it feel for you to see your team here grow? Because I know you started with MRT in the Legacy days, and then you rebuilt with JC SimSport now. Tell us how that feels. I mean, this must be incredible.
Yeah, without getting too deep in my life, it wasn't a great time then to have the MRT. We had a bunch of stuff going on, and we only had it was me and Cody and Phil, like I said, only a couple of us, and to have a new group of people, don't want to seem derogatory with the word new, but to have this newer group of people, and we're all good friends, and we just show up like once or twice a week and race, and it's a weird dynamic because we're all busy. I guess yay adulting, as my sister would say, but it's just awesome to see, and especially like I said, with the pace that Zach's showing, with the pace that Jess is showing on Saturdays, and Joey and Devin, everyone is gaining that next level. I'm just kind of driving. I mean, I can feel my beard and my hair going gray as I say this. I've been doing this for so long. I'm just kind of having a good time. Like I think I'm done with the sweaty pushing. We're just gonna have a good time and drive, and we're gonna see where it goes. I want to give a shout out to you, Ethan, as well. Don't forget that you're on the team, even though you're broadcasting tonight. But yeah, it's just awesome. I could ramble old man tangent all night. Feeling good. Team's great. ASN's great. NASA's great. Yeah, we're good.
So I think you just got all your thanks out there, but I'll give you one more chance after I just tell you that. It feels like a willpower mantra going on. You've kind of changed that mood to like what willpower did as well. So I know you and Chloe definitely root for him in IndyCar, so it's kind of really cool to see that for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll answer the question without you asking it. I do want to give a shout out to my wonderful wife, Chloe. She's in the other room. I see she's in chat. She's very happy that I finished second. And then we've got my friend Ryan in chat. I think we've got Kevin and Nick, and we got Stevie, and I have my in-laws AJ and Angie. We've got the whole Woodridge Wolfpack 98H. We've got, like I said, the whole JC SimSport team, the ASN leadership team, NASA team, just everything. Like I said, without going into too many details, the last year has been crazy. It's been dark, and just to get over this hump and just have a good time and not worry about it. Just show up, drive, have a good time. It's awesome. I just thank everybody. Love you all.
Thank you, Josh. Hopefully we get to see you up here next week as well. Soak in that second place once again, and hopefully see you next week.
It will be an honor to finish second to the fastest kid on iRacing that I've ever raced, Kieran Liftlander. Good night, everyone.
Good night to you as well. That was Josh Mertz, our second place finisher. And with that, the one you've probably all been waiting for. Let's bring our first time winner, Joey Morissette, up to the ASN booth. Hey, Joey, this is Ethan and Victor in the ASM booth. You got us?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How is it going? Well, first time winner in NASA Rallycross Lights. I know you've been racing for a little while, and I know it's been a bit of a rough season just watching from up here. You've run into a lot of trouble. Just take me through how it feels to finally get on that leaderboard and to be a winner in NASA Rallycross.
It's great. I told Josh right after I crossed the finish line, I really needed this season because it's been terrible so far to this point. I think if there weren't penalties, I'd be last place. So it's good to get out there and just prove mostly to myself that I belong to run with these guys and just, show that I can keep up and win a race, which is awesome. So I'm super pumped and feeling validated and rejuvenated, just like Josh said he was us too. I think this could be a turning point for our season going 1-2 in the future. So super pumped.
Yeah, I know Josh was saying it's been a very long time since that's happened for JC Simsport. So definitely a big part of history here tonight for that team and for yourself getting to be in the NASA Rallycross history books, which, as I've seen, are very, very expansive. But with that, just take me through your race as a whole. I mean, I know you had some very great pace right out the gate. Pretty shocked me and Victor with a pole here tonight, and seemingly you kept up the pace all night. Just take me through your race as a whole and what you were able to do to get yourself into this position.
Yeah, so it's funny. Josh mentioned I wasn't actually planning to race tonight. I do want to give a shout out to Maddie, Jake, Chris Lunan, and Joe Piscucci. I think I'm saying that right. They threw a hosted up last night. We just had some fun, and I jumped in there and immediately felt fast, and it made me have the confidence to run tonight. So really thankful to Joe for throwing that session up. But as far as the night went, I've shown flashes of having top 3 pace the last few seasons, and I haven't been able to string together something consistent enough. And for whatever reason, this track this season, I was just able to get into a really good rhythm on every corner where I could hit exactly what I wanted to do consistently, and that made all the difference in the night. So it was really just a story of consistency for me, and honestly, in the least flexing way possible. It's kind of a boring night for me, honestly, because the heat race had some trouble behind me that opened up a gap immediately. So I just had to stay consistent there. And then the feature race, it was really just a hot lap time trial for me to make sure that I covered Josh off when I took my jokers. So just hit my marks, stayed consistent, and it ultimately led to a win. And, these opportunities now aren't going to come around too often with Kieran in the league. So you got to take them when you can get them, because I ain't going to be that fast. I'm not catching him. So it was a good night, just consistent, good. And I'm glad I ran, and it was fun. I feel great.
Yeah, definitely glad you were able to make up that opportunity, especially when Liftlander's not here. It's all hands on deck for the most part. It is a scramble for the front, and it's always fun to see. Victor, you have any questions for our race winner tonight?
No, actually, Joey, you actually answered my question about just talking about how the Joker strategy went there, just hitting your marks and just being a time trial. But I'll steal Ethan's question he normally asks at the end of this. Is anyone you want to give a shout out to and thank?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my whole family, I've got 3 kids that are awesome and, give me the motivation to do this. And my wife, Morgan, who has always supported this sim racing hobby that I got going on and allows me the time throughout the week to practice and really dedicate the amount of time I need to pull off something like this. So really appreciate and love her, and glad I could get a return on that time invested with finally getting a NASA Lights win. It's been 3 seasons of getting close, a few podiums here and there, but it's really good to have it pay off finally. So I'm really happy and thankful to Morgan for allowing me the time and effort to do this.
All right, well, thank you.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry, and I got to mention Josh for taking me into the team too. I joined my first NASA race with like a blank blue grid livery that I hadn't even gotten a library yet, and he said, you want to hop on our team, and we haven't really looked back. And to his point, the team's really gelled, and we're kind of just chat a little bit during the week. We show up and race and have a good time, and that's what this is all about for me. So really appreciate Josh opening up JC Simsport to me and the other people on the team, and special shout out to Jess too, because we started around the same time, I think, on JC, and it's been really cool to see her and me progress almost equally and find more pace every week and really get better together, which has been great to have someone on that journey with you to support you. And so the props to her for pushing me and everyone for being super cool on the team. So thanks, Josh.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming to talk to us, Joey. Hopefully we get to see you up here more often this season. Best of luck for the rest of the season. Soak in that win.
I'm going to. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, that was our race winner, Joey Morissette. What a story. What a night for JC Simsport, being able to not only win the futures, win lights, take the overall lead in the lights team wins, and also a first career win for one of their drivers. Just a storybook evening for that team, and hopefully they'll be able to carry this momentum going into the remainder of the season.
Yeah, definitely. And it goes to show, you know, you don't have to be super sweaty to win one of these races. It definitely helps. It definitely helps to have that seat time and everything like that. But it's any given day and any given week for this series for sure. So, you know, you never know who's going to win one of these races. And, you know, goes to show how good Kieran is as well, because he can come in and with all the parity that's going through the midfield, he can pull away from everybody every week. So definitely want to give one more shout out to him. Hope he's doing well, and hope thoughts and prayers go out to him and everybody that's affected by the hurricane that ravaged through the southeast all the way up through the Midwest.
Absolutely, we hope everyone's okay. It's definitely been quite a story with the storm. A lot of power outages everywhere. So, of course, we wish everyone the best. All right, with that, why don't we start wrapping everything up? We'll go through our sponsor plugs here. Cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you to Andrew Cardinal IV for your continued camera support. The intro music for the NASA World feed was produced by Alex Abetti. Well, if you enjoyed tonight's show, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automo Sports Network to make sure you don't miss a thing for the remainder of our broadcasts. We usually broadcast once every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Be sure to hit the bell icon as well to make sure you're notified of all of our future broadcasts. We'll bring up our programming schedule one more time as well. The NASA Rallycross Contender Series Round 5 of Atlanta will be tomorrow, Monday night, September 30th, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Justin Robichaux and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. The 6th season of Torque Sports Car Series is going to kick off this week as well. That'll be this Thursday, October 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That will be at Daytona. You'll have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. The bread and butter of NASA Rallycross, the NASA Rallycross Supercars Series takes place this Saturday, October 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern. That will also be at Atlanta. You'll have Josh Mertz and Brian Sawyer in the booth for that one. And then lastly, you'll have me and Victor once again for the Futures Lights doubleheader next Sunday night, October 6th. That'll be at 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern, respectively, at Daytona. Well, it looks like is this the standings as of now?
No, unfortunately, it looks like it did not update correctly on my end here. Unfortunately, it does not look like it did. But, as I say, I can definitely tell you that the points battle is heating up here for sure. We have Brian Sawyer and Josh Mertz tied at the top at 82 points. So that is incredible.
Co-points leaders going into next week.
Two blue plates. Hey, there we go.
2 blue plates next week. That's going to be a lot of fun at Daytona next week. Be sure to tune in for that one. And with that, Victor, I'll get your final thoughts on the evening. What a chaotic night of racing. Seemingly every week this week has been very chaotic. Had a lot going on. Tonight, seemingly especially. Just take me through your final thoughts of the night as a whole.
Honestly, it just, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see what happened, and I kind of gave my final thoughts just a moment ago, you know. Just any given day, anybody can win one of these races, and goes to show you put in the effort, you put in the work, you can get it done, and Joey Morissette did just that tonight, and hats off to him, and congratulations to him on his first lights win of his career, hopefully first of many coming up here for him.
Always great to see a first-time winner in anything, and especially it is fantastic to get your first win in a series. It's extremely rewarding to get there. Final thoughts on the evening for me. you know, I come mostly from a road background, a lot of GT3 racing, a lot of Indy cars, and a lot of GT4. So stepping into the booth for Rallycross for me was certainly something challenging because it's something I didn't necessarily know a whole lot about. But over the 5 weeks of broadcasting this series, I gotta say, it has been such a blast of fun. It's a whole side of iRacing I never really knew much about. This community has been fantastic. This series has been fantastic. This is probably the healthiest I think I've seen the NASA Rallycross series. So many drivers get to come in and sling these cars around dirt and pavement, and it is just such a blast. And tonight was certainly no exception. Just chaos all around, new winners, fresh faces in the field. Just what a sight to see. Definitely more than excited for next week at Daytona. With that, the checkered flag has fallen on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Justin Robichaux, Cody Erdman, Josh Mertz, and Victor Vallee, my name is Ethan Halsey. We hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage of NASA Rallycross Lights and Futures from Atlanta. We congratulate our winners, Zachary Goddard and Joey Morissette. And be sure to join us next week in Daytona. Until then, so long, everyone.